Tonight, our guest is Chef Kareema. She's a first-generation Canadian of Trinidad and Tobagoan, Trinbagonian descent. And I know you're probably thinking it's a conspiracy that I'm just, focusing on Trinis because it's Trini Carnival time. I guarantee you that this was actually just a coincidence. So, Chef Kareema is a renowned caterer and a well-known, popular chef who is a restaurateur and probably as well known for her resilience as for her amazing food. So, welcome to Let 'Em Eat Laughs, Chef Kareema.
Whoa, I'm renowned.
Yes, renowned in a good way.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Hello.
Hallelujah.
Yes,
So,
darling.
let's get this party started.
Yes, let's.
Kareema, what can you tell us about being a first-generation Canadian growing up Trini in Toronto?
So you grew up Trini in Toronto?
Yes, as opposed to...
No. You grew up Trini in Toronto with West Indian parents. Whatever your background is, that's what you're growing up. But then when you act like wherever you're from, you're only 0.5. I'm like, what? But how are you gonna call me 0.5? Yeah, I'm Trini. I don't care. So you get that from home, right? And then and it's like, how disrespectful. But then you go to school and you meet other people from other countries or whatnot, public school system.
Mhm.
And it was great back in the day, right? So growing up Trini was growing up West Indian in Toronto was growing up fun. It was fun.
It was fun?
It was fun.
But did you ever step out of line and be like,
I didn't
I
like to get
think the Canadian side of me is going to take a front seat?
crazy.
I guess that's
Always been. I was always Trini. And there's some people that really think I was Border. I think I was Border.
Yes.
Right? So
I remember reading somewhere that even if you're born in Canada, maybe your great-grandchildren will be truly, truly Canadian. Because I know as a first-generation Caribbean person, my family's from St. Vincent, and as far as I'm concerned, that's where we were from. They still call it home. They never made you feel like you were too much from here. You had to know your roots, and your roots was front and center.
exactly. But it was fun. It was interesting. I didn't like to get licks, so I was one of my 6 siblings. So,
6 siblings.
So there's 6 of us. So I was one of the 6 that I just didn't like to get licks.
What number are you?
I'm the second.
Okay.
So the second, and then the first daughter. But I got licks. I didn't like to get licks, so I didn't get licks a lot. But my other siblings, they were just, let's be mischievous. Not me.
I wonder, are any of them going to be watching and listen to you talking their business here in the place?
I was just a wild child. I was more like a tomboy. That's what I got in trouble for being wild.
So when you got licks, that's what it was for being wild.
Yes. Can you imagine? Well, because you come home with cuts on your foot, that a new cut. What happened to you?
Mm-hmm.
Why you mashed up yourself so for?
Yes.
If you could do that to yourself, what you could do to me?
Wow.
You know that one, right?
And what I find about Caribbean parents is that anything you got hurt, you got sick, you got anything, it was always like you did it on purpose just to mess up their dolly house, just to mash up their show, like you get up in the morning with a cough and it's like, you don't know I have to go to work? Like, sorry, I should have scheduled this differently.
You know what I mean?
Did you grow up doing a lot of the cooking for your family? This is looking good in the pot, Did you do a lot of the cooking?
Not until, I was 10. So my tagline is Mom had me cooking since the 80s. So being first generation and being immigrant parents, or parents at any point at that time in the 80s, we were latchkey kids.
Right.
Our generation was a generation where you had to come home and you went to school by yourself, you came home by yourself. If you took the bus, which I did.
Yes, we did.
We took the TTC.
Yes.
By yourself.
They did not care about us.
They put us on and make sure back then you knew the bus driver.
Yes.
Because it was the same bus driver for like months on end. And be like, okay. Then you meet up and you go on the bus and you go to school. And then you get off, you finish school, come straight home. I didn't do that a lot of times. And I got in trouble. But
Oh, you didn't come straight home.
No, because you want to
Okay,
hang
so
out.
we're keeping a list of the licks, you know. So you get licks for being a tomboy and mashing up yourself. You get licks for not coming straight home from school. Like, we're getting to really know Chef Kareema.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
But yeah, so being a latchkey kid, I would come home and I said I wanted to learn to cook, so I started taking the chicken out the freezer, and then my mom would show me how to season the freezer. Take the chicken out.
Very important.
And then she'd teach me how to, like, the first thing I made was stewed chicken.
Stewed chicken.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that was my first thing, and then I was trying to do curry chicken, and I seasoned it up just like the stewed chicken.
It's not the same. No, not the same.
I'm gonna get some more cheese because this is only cheese.
Okay, well, tell us what's going on in the pot.
I'm making.
What's on the menu?
I'm making a jerk lobster mac and cheese. Not.
Suddenly became real. All these years we were suffering during the pandemic, sitting around talking about food. Now we get to experience it. And by we, I mean me, but hey. Hey. Sorry about that. But hey.
Right, exactly.
But I will say that, you know, it's not just about me enjoying the food. I want to remind you that on February the 19th, we're going to be having a Let 'em Eat Laughs live, where you can come out and get yourself some of your own food along with the laughs that we're going to be having. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
Know about that.
Let 'em Eat Laughs live. Right around the Weston Road and Finch in Toronto area at the Taste of Life restaurant. So good food, good laughs.
It happened. This is live. This is
live, yes. We're not even going to edit that out.
Yeah, so when is it? The 19th?
The 19th.
Okay.
That's the family day weekend Sunday.
Okay.
I don't think you'll be getting any of this jerk lobster mac and cheese, though, because I will have already done it off by then.
Yes. For sure.
Looking good. Let's see. Should we have a look at what's in the pot?
Yes. Yeah, this is the cheese sauce right now that I made. So I don't like to do too much dairy.
I felt that. I felt it in my soul. And I want to see the people in the comments tell me about, do you love pepper sauce? Do you love your pepper sauce? And if you love your pepper sauce, do you make your own pepper sauce? Do you buy your pepper sauce? If so, which one? Just sound off in the comments. I want to see some talks about the pepper sauce. I remember watching Arsenio back in the day, and yes, I'm dating myself because I'm a Black woman, and we like to do that, you know. Watching Arsenio back in the day, and Arsenio said that, that there was, he said, you know, there's a way that Caribbean people carry their pepper sauce in their purse, and he says, you know, when the pepper sauce is so hot, it's just yellow in a bottle, and it doesn't even have a name, just a picture of a Rasta man running away. I remember that. Yeah, so I'm looking for the picture. Like, where's the Rasta man running with this? No, it says, it says CK at the top. So she's trying to make it seem like the pepper sauce has some manners, like it has manners. But I'm telling you now, I just smelled it. And I have the manners.
Well, I appreciate it.
It smells delicious.
So when I do the mac and cheese, I like to, when I do anything, I season everything.
Of course.
Everything I do, I season. So even the macaroni, pasta, I season it.
Oh, you seasoned the pasta?
Yeah, I sure did.
Separately, you seasoned the pasta from the, let's have a look. Shaman, look at all of those herbs. That's not even herbs, that's herbs. You know, that's some Horbs.
She said Horbs. I'm like, pardon
me? That was the Canadian side said, pardon me, that's some Horbs that you have in there. Looking really good. So how did you go from messing up the stewed chicken or the curry chicken to being in the business?
You know what's so funny? I didn't even consider being a chef until I was married and breastfeeding my third child. I was home and I was like, what can I do? I was cooking along the way, having little get-togethers at the house or whatnot. I was like, what can I make? What can I do with my life?
What were you doing with it before?
I was in a music arts school. I wanted to be an A&R.
All right.
And then, things happened, things changed. I was home and I was watching the Food Network when it first came out. Mm-hmm. And I love telling the story because I was watching Emerald, Lagasse, Bam, 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 all over the place. So I was like, you know what? I can do this. So I enrolled in school.
Which school?
Liaison College. It's a private school.
It's a cooking school?
It's a cooking school, strictly cooking. No extra, but more money too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I decided to do that. I took that, finished, and I graduated from that in 2000. I've been a working chef ever since. You might want to get the picture of me.
Excellent. All right, let's pull up the cooking cam. Oh, what's there in the back?
Oh, that's the jerk.
Okay, so you pre-jerked, pre-seasoned, and everything that too.
Yeah, so everything's done. So when it goes into the oven, it's just gonna get a quick broil to melt the cheese and the breadcrumbs.
To give it that crust on the top.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. So it's been cooking and everything. So I'm gonna get you a spoon. You can even taste it. I can taste it on camera.
I'm going to taste it while we dip on camera. Is it hot? You know what?
You have to blow it.
Things that people don't know about
me. I was about to blow for you, like a real mom.
Like I'm the fourth child. I'm afraid of hot things. You have to burn your tongue only one time in your life before you.
I burned it the other day. I don't know what you're talking about. The other day.
The other day. That could be like yesterday. It could be
10 years ago.
Mm.
And I don't cook with a lot of salt. I cook with
good.
Very little salt or no salt.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah? Okay, good.
Mm. So speaking of, we were talking about Arsenio in the 90s. Last night I just saw New Jack City. Not for the first time.
Oh!
And I want to shout out Cardinal Official because he's doing a great 90s film series with the Toronto International Film Fest. So we went to this event last night to see New Jack City. And, there's a lot of great quotables from that film. So many different lines that could come to mind when you're thinking about New Jack City. And if you remember any of your favorites from there, again, drop them in the chat. We want to see them. But my takeaway was Nino Brown saying, it's always business, never personal. But when I think about you and your cooking, that's what it made me thinking about what we're going to do today. Mm-hmm. Cooking is both business and personal. Do you have like a different kind of approach when it comes to cooking professionally as opposed to cooking for your family at home or cooking for yourself? Or you just throw 2 hot dogs in the water and call it a day?
No, I can't see. So see that you say that? Last night I wanted a grilled cheese sandwich. I didn't have any sliced bread. I only had panini bun.
All right.
So I was like, but you can't make a grilled cheese just just a cheese in the panini bun.
The bun is too fancy.
It's too fancy. So I got the mushrooms. I got the onion.
I want to live here.
I got the peppers, and then I got some chicken, boneless thighs. I seasoned it up real quick. I put a little jerk, a little Creole, and then I sauteed that up. I made a little gravy. And then I got my Gouda cheese. So no, I don't just boil hot dogs. And even if I was to do a hot dog, I'd saute up,
season the hot dog,
onion, garlic, ketchup, pepper, some seasoning.
So it's always over the top with you. I have to know, what do you eat for breakfast? Like, you just pour some cornflakes in a bowl and just...
Not anymore.
Oh boy.
Not anymore. I don't just... No, I don't know how to do that anymore.
Okay.
So no.
Right,
this one's.
Oh, that one's that's for, okay, so you also make this for people who don't,
Yeah.
who don't eat the shellfish.
Yes. And if I was gonna do this straight vegan, then I would have done a mushroom instead.
Okay, so jerk mushrooms.
Jerk mushroom.
And so you put it under, you put a layer on top, and then you put more mac and cheese
And
on
then I'm
top of
gonna put
it.
some lobster on top as well.
Now, why did you make a point of saying that it is mac and cheese instead of macaroni pie?
Because there is a difference. So macaroni pie, you bake it, and mac and cheese you can bake it as well. But
Okay.
because I'm not necessarily baking this, I'm just gonna do a quick crust on top.
Quick roast,
Just a quick roast on
royal.
top.
You said
Royal,
royal.
yeah.
He's
So
learning the vernacular, if you will.
So if we're gonna do, so right now this is just mac and cheese.
Okay.
That's just straight mac and cheese right here.
Cheese by itself.
By itself, nothing in it, nothing baked, right? It's a premium mac and cheese. Now, if we want to bake this fully, then it'd be a baked mac and cheese. Macaroni pie, we do a couple of things a little bit different than American mac and cheese or North American mac and cheese.
Okay.
We add egg.
Yeah, to make it has a stiffness
Right,
to it.
right. Egg and milk. So I decided to do a roux, a cream sauce. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm
roux.
loving ROUX.
Right, is flour and fat. And then you add, then you do a white sauce. So I did a white sauce. So you add the milk, which I did say I used coconut milk today. And then you mix it all up, add some vegetable stock, get a nice little white sauce. And then you just add all the other things in there, seasoning, and then the cheese to make it a cheese sauce. So it's a base white sauce from the roux, and then you add the cheese. It became a cheese sauce.
Yes, and the pepper sauce.
And the pepper sauce.
Yeah, and I like that you differentiated between West Indian mac and cheese versus, you said first American mac and cheese, then you said the North American mac and cheese.
Because
but really, there's a difference between Canadian mac and cheese and American mac and cheese as well, because, you know, Canadian mac and cheese, for me, that was what, you know, kids that were Canadian got to eat for dinner. That just came out of a box and they threw it in a pot.
Right.
But even when we had that, my mom would, like you, season the living daylights out of that thing, you know, and she never wanted to use the cheese packet. So whatever that orange powder stuff was, we just, at the end of the year, we'd have like 10 or 12 of those just stacked in the cupboard, because we don't throw anything away, right? So she could have probably used it for something, but she never did. She always saved it, though.
The crazy thing is, I was raised Muslim, so I never got to eat that, because back in the day,
You didn't get it. It wasn't
the box cheese, because it had pork in the cheese.
Mhm.
And why are you putting pork in dairy?
pork in everything.
I know,
I
but
know,
back
when I
then they
found
really
out
did.
There was pork in Jello.
Now they don't.
Oh, it broke my heart.
And marshmallows, you know, it
Yes.
didn't start off like that.
Yeah,
It started off as a vegan product.
pork and marshmallows. So
you know,
read the labels.
read the label.
Pork and jam,
Or go to a kosher or halal store to get
even better.
the marshmallows and the jellos that you like, or anything that is snack like that is in the regular stores that
Can't take my eyes off this food.
that's you know, that is that you want to enjoy. So I don't eat pork.
Okay.
So, you know, that's what we would have to do
Mhm.
in order to get those things. My mom would go to the halal store or the kosher restaurant, groceries, and get products that we wanted to try.
Exactly. Now you told me that your favorite food is your favorite food that you like to eat is Sunday dinner, and I have to say this is the first time I ever had a guest answer that question and give me an entire meal as opposed to a particular food. So I just have to know, what is going on at Sunday dinner that makes it your favorite food?
So Sunday dinner, Trinidadian Sunday dinner,
Okay.
it consists of, so a basic one always has macaroni pie, stewed chicken or stewed beef.
Or stew beef.
Yes.
Okay.
Stewed beef, potato salad,
Okay.
and callaloo.
Always callaloo.
Always callaloo, right? And then if you want to add more, like if it's a special occasion, like a Thanksgiving, or you know, you add a little bit more. Then you get the fish. Then you get the roast beef, or the oxtail,
Or the oxtail.
or
And
the
that's
goat.
oxtail singular, not with an
No.
S.
Why
I don't know.
I'm gonna have oxtails.
No, it's across cultures, right? It's like, oh, give me some of those plantains. I'm like, no.
Or reggae banana. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
What are you sprinkling on top?
This is the breadcrumbs with some.
With the breadcrumbs are seasoned.
I season everything, people. Everything is seasoned.
So this is the selling point now. I'm gonna take over your marketing. You'd be like, Chef Kareema, everything is seasoned. Keep it. I'll give you that one for free because I've never seen anything like this. I really haven't. Everything from the macaroni to the breadcrumbs is seasoned. And I'm gonna have to put a little bit of the pepper sauce on mine again, even though she put it in the mac and cheese. I'm gonna have to have a little more of that on the side because it smells so good.
So we're gonna do a speed broil.
Speed broil? Is this what do they call this kind of fancy oven?
This is a convection oven.
Convection oven.
So because everything's already cooked and we don't want it to bake fully,
because
then we're gonna have a macaroni pie.
Right, but we're having mac and cheese.
Exactly. So when you dip your fork spoon, get your spoon right there. Yep. When you dip your spoon in it, it's gonna bring it out nice.
All right. So how long is it gonna be in there?
Probably like 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay, yes. So in 4 minutes, I asked you earlier what kind of food you thought was underappreciated, and you said West Indian food in general. And I think it's fair to say that I don't know if it's underappreciated as much as it is mispronounced, because even as we were just here talking about reggae bananas, I forgot about roti. I forgot about roti. But why do you say that it's underappreciated?
It's because people don't think of West Indian food. We're West Indian, so we think about it. Yes. We talk about it. It's big for us. Mm-hmm. It's number one for us. It's life for us. This is what we grew up on. Where somebody grew up on Italian, where somebody grew up on Chinese, where somebody grew up on whatever else, North American food. Right. But they push the burgers, they push Italian food, they push French cuisine. Like even when I was in culinary school, we're learning all these things about the French cuisine. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's not where food started from. Right. Right. So, but now when you think about West Indian food, it comes from the indigenous of Africa coming into the islands. Now we have Africa, right. We have India, we have the Dutch, we have the Spaniards, we have the English, we have. So our food isn't just jerk chicken, roti, or give me a St. Vincent food.
Oh, like blackfish.
Right. Okay. But that's not all you guys eat.
Right.
That's not all we eat. It's underappreciated because they think of our food as not as important.
Yeah.
Our food is basically soul food. Soul food is spoken about with such love and such
reverence.
Yes. I was looking for the word, but I didn't want to mess up the word.
You're mispronouncing the word.
No, not on live. With such love and reverence, right? Where West Indian food, that we give it that, but the world doesn't give it that. We'll give it that in the UK because we have a big community in the UK. We'll give it that in parts of New York, in parts of Miami, in parts of California, right? But somewhere in Minnesota doesn't have a big West Indian community. So you're not going to get that love, but you'll get the soul food. So West Indian food, to me, Caribbean food to me, and what I've been trying to do or working to do, and I see other chefs doing it, is we're pushing it. We're elevating it. Like, we're elevating it.
Right.
Right?
What I think I hear you saying is about to the way that the food is presented. I find that West Indian food is often just presented as though it's all styrofoam food. Exactly. Like you just slap it together. Right? Whereas when you're going to take somebody on a date and you want to impress them, you take them to some Italian place. You take them to some French place with some French wine. You don't say, I'm going to take her or him for a jerk chicken meal and a glass of Ranny.
Can we say other restaurants?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
We can.
So I haven't been to Look-A-More yet.
I've been there.
Beautiful.
And my
girls, sugarcane, I'm coming. But because I want to be there when they're there, I'm busy on the weekends. right? But see that kind of atmosphere. My girl Simone's, she may not be as
hoity-toity,
but Simone's on Danforth.
Danforth.
If you want
Great
real
atmosphere.
Jamaican food, that she don't fusion nothing. It's yard food.
No fusion.
Not food fusion what?
She don't
She
fusion.
said, "This is what you're gonna get," and it's delicious,
Yeah,
right?
it's delicious.
But and then my girl Edible Bliss, she opened up with she
with
partnered with
Buchan
Buchan,
on the
so that's
Danforth, yes.
Haitian, and then her style, you know what I mean? So that's beautiful, you know what I mean? So we're seeing more restaurants like that, West Indian, pushing to elevate it. Again, I do want to go to Lookamore's and see that. I heard so many good things about the atmosphere
It was
and
absolutely amazing.
and all that stuff. So
and we've seen it, but just not here, because I think about my trips to St. Vincent. If all of our food is Caribbean food, then you can have Caribbean fast food and a snack food.
Exactly.
But you also, when you're going out for dinner in a fancy restaurant, it's Caribbean food. Oh my, can we get this? Can we get this? Wow.
okay, so those two are ready.
The two
I'm
of
gonna
them are
move.
ready.
I'm gonna move the other two. So that telling me better. We're getting better at promoting the food.
Yes,
Elevating
valuing.
the food. Right, exactly. So
Yes. So how long do we have to wait before we can dive right in? Where's my pepper sauce?
hold on, God.
Oh boy.
Don't touch the thing. Hold on, wait. Let me move it over there for you. Okay, hold on. Let me get a spoon.
History is being made. I'm telling you, this is my first time eating anything on Let 'Em Eat Last, and I'm so glad that I chose you. I didn't know what I was in for today, but Lord.
Well, try it first before you put the pepper sauce on it.
Okay, so I see. You and I have the same mindset. I feel this way when I cook, and then certain people want to just fling some ketchup on it, and they haven't tasted it yet.
You didn't taste it yet. Taste it first. I'm a pepper sauce person too, but taste it first without the extra. That's hot. Blow it again.
I feel like I want to just pray
Blow it again.
to the ancestors.
Right?
Excuse me. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is good.
All right, good for that. Do you need the pepper sauce?
I still want the pepper sauce, because the pepper sauce elevates the taste, if you will.
It does.
It does. But just because the pepper sauce tastes so good, it would be such a shame not to also enjoy it. Going back in.
Go back in. Go back.
This is really good. So while I'm here stuffing my face.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What's next for Chef Kareema? What's going on? What's coming up? What are you doing?
I'm doing a lot of catering. I'm pushing my spring rolls. Let me get my
spring rolls. Oh, look at that!
So this is a pre-packaging of what it's going to look like. So my next step, or what's next, is to push them to get into your house on a regular basis.
Oh, you don't even worry about that, girl.
And stores, and just
gourmet Caribbean spring rolls. Mom had me cooking since the 80s. It really says this on the box. You're hilarious.
There's nothing on the back yet, just
This is great. So tell us about these spring rolls because I know that's one of the things that you're famous for.
Yeah, the West Indian style. There we go. Whew. The West Indian style spring rolls. It's basically taking the leftovers, trying to ting, literally, and then it came out and it was delicious. I said, all right, cool. I said, don't touch it. It's hot.
I didn't touch it.
Yes, you did. You just touched it with your hand.
I think you didn't hit me a lot.
I was a
You were clamping in that inner mother. You just wanted to be like, don't touch the thing.
And yeah, so but now I specifically make not just ackee sausage, but I do curry goat, I do curry chana potatoes, I do Kowloon pumpkin.
In the spring roll.
In the spring roll. I would actually do this in the spring roll.
Mac and cheese and lobster in a spring roll?
Oh my dear, I have a stewed chicken macaroni pie. Yes, stewed chicken macaroni and Kowloon in a spring roll. And then I do a festive one, so during the holidays. Turkey. Stuffing, mashed potatoes.
That's amazing.
And then the dipping sauce is a cranberry dipping sauce.
Okay, so the one thing people are going to want to know, just as we're wrapping up, is where can they get this stuff? How can they order? How can they enjoy and find out more about what you're doing?
Well, we can always email me.
Okay.
Right? We meaning you all.
Yeah.
Chef Kareema @gmail.com. If you follow me on Insta, I am Chef Kareema. So I am Chef Kareema
with a K, Areema.
Or my other page, this is Chef Kareema. And the website, I'm revamping it because I had it for the restaurant. So because remember the drama. We won't talk about the drama.
We're not talking about the drama, but we're talking about the resilience. Yes.
From the drama. So so I'm just revamping the that website. So if you need anything, you can get me there. And I do all these things. I do traditional. I'm a trained chef, so I do traditional foods. But I love fusing things that I like. I love doing that. That's my passion, and my passion is to get Caribbean food, West Indian food out there, like how they speak upon the Italian food and the French food and the Spanish food, they have empanadas, but we have patties. Well, we have meat pies.
Yes.
And then Jamaicans have patties. Jamaica's the only one that call it patties.
What do you mean?
We call it meat.
We have cocktail patties, but they're small.
You call it cocktail patties, or you call it meat pie?
We call it cocktail patties for the small ones that you could hold in your hand. I don't know what those big flapping things are that Jamaican. But the first time I saw that, I was like, "What?" Which is not to say that they're not good, but I just think it was surprising because I was like, "That's not a patty."
Yeah, we call it meat pies. We have an actual meat pie.
Is a different thing.
But same crust.
Yes.
So there's this thing going around, and I think it's silly. Which is better, doubles or patties? They're not the same.
They're not even in the same family.
So I would say do something like empanadas, patty, and meat pies, like something like that. You can't put doubles and patties. They don't even have the same ingredients. Yeah. Like nothing. The bar is not the same as the flaky pastry. Nothing.
It's like saying, what do you like better, oxtail or plantain? It doesn't go together.
It doesn't make any sense.
So I will say to our viewers that right now, Chef Kareema generally serves the Greater Toronto area. However, I know there's a lot of people out there that just want to see Let 'Em Eat Laughs go on tour, and every tour needs a chef, so you just never know when you may also have some lobster mac and cheese coming to your area. So keep up with what's going on. Follow Chef Kareema on Instagram so that you can see the happenings. Follow us also at Funny Business on Instagram so that you'll know where we'll be hooking up with her for a Let 'Em Eat Laughs live event in your area.
And before you go, so last episode you had
having this food.
It's yours. Jean Paul was on. Mm-hmm. He was talking about the Macarena cookbook. Mm-hmm. I too have had both. I had the pink and white one. I don't know if someone stole that one.
It is.
And then I have the newer one, and it's an amazing cookbook. So if you don't know if you want to get into learning how to cook Trini food. There's a lot of other options in there. I like collecting cookbooks from other places. So here's Vincentian, sorry. So I said it right.
No, you didn't. But
No, how did I say it? Isn't it Vincentian?
No, you gotta open your mouth.
Vincentian.
Vincentian.
Oh,
She's like,
really?
you're
Well, how do you say Tobagonian? Sorry?
Uh-huh.
Don't talk to me. Oh. So you get both too.
The mouth is full.
So if you find a cookbook and you want to gift me with one, I will not say no.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
Good to know. Good to know. And it's worth mentioning, as I'm here with my mouth stuffed full of food, that this year in 2023, that we've just been approved for a great comedy grant. Thank you to the Toronto Comedy All-Stars. And we're going to be publishing the Let 'Em Eat Laughs Comedy Cookbook. So happy for you! Featuring some of our great guests from the show and the recipes that they've recommended. So look out for it. And of course, yes, we'll have a copy for Chef Kareema.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will take that and I will use it.
Thank you. Thank you. So thanks for being here with us, Chef Kareema. And I want to remind everybody out there to remember to get your tickets for Let 'Em Eat Laughs live on stage comedy show on February the 19th. And we're going to be featuring Cliff Knight, Lady Day, Crystal Ferrier, along with me, your host, NOJ. And next week on February the 16th, we're going to be having here on Let 'Em Eat Laughs a guest that we missed a couple of weeks ago, so don't miss out, and we'll be back here with Bougie Be Bougie. Thanks for coming. I hope your belly is vibes. Have a good night, and let me get back into this food.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
It's delicious.
It really is. And you know you're a good cook when you can enjoy